High-risk investment. Trading on margin carries a high level of risk, and may not be suitable for all investors. Before deciding to trade, you should carefully consider your investment objectives, level of experience, and risk appetite. The possibility exists that you could sustain a loss of some or all of your initial investment, and therefore you should not invest money that you cannot afford to lose. You should be aware of all the risks associated with trading, and seek advice from an independent financial advisor if you have any doubts. Market opinions. Any opinions, news, research, analyses, prices, or other information contained on this video is provided as general market commentary, and does not constitute investment advice. Master the Markets will not accept liability for any loss or damage, including without limitation to, any loss of profit, which may arise directly or indirectly from use of or reliance on such information.
Hello traders, welcome to our live trading workshop session. Today is Stu Narpan here, founder of Master the Markets Illitrace Conference and the Traders Open Day. So here we are on the charts for today. Traders, we're going to be taking a look at some intraday positions. We do this every Wednesday at 1:30 UK time. You guys can tune in regularly on that. If we have something going on some Wednesdays, if we are busy, we'll notify you, let you know, okay? Other than that, it will be quite a regular session that we'll start doing. We'll also invite speakers and traders onto the workshop as well. I think in about 2 or 3 weeks' time, we'll have some new traders that we will be having. They'll be sharing different insights into the markets. Right, so let's get on with the markets. It's been a very, very busy week for us, actually. We just came back from the IX show. We are going to another show this week as well, the Property Investor Show, but I will be talking all about that later on, where you can catch us live if you want to meet us in person. So let's get on to the charts. I was just taking a look at some of the trades that are setting up actually on the GBP/USD and the Euro Dollar. Actually, I'll take a look at also silver. I think silver, I did see some things coming up as well based on the stretch principle. Okay, right, so let's go ahead with it. The first thing what we usually do, traders, with our smart money indicator framework that we got with the VSA Lite from Trade Guider as well, what we take a look in terms of combination of price and volume is, the first thing we look at is trend correlation, right? So on the daily at the moment, we got an uptrend, and this is a phase 2 at the moment, okay? And on the 1 hour, if I were to take a look, that's also showing an uptrend phase 2, okay? However, I'm just taking a look in terms of the stretch principle, because you see the stretch principle just takes note into just one bar only for the bar today, right? So even though the trend may be on the upside, but then for just that bar alone, maybe today's bar could be a seller bar with a bigger range from open to the downside, okay? Now, some of you who are not understanding some of the terminologies over here, highly recommend you guys to look on our YouTube channel, right? Master the Markets, youtube.com/Master the Markets. And you can take a look on our playlist over here. Other than the must watch as well, you definitely can watch that. Look at what we got, which is called the stretch principle, this one over here, okay? So that will give you a good idea. Right. Now let me get back onto there again. So in terms of the stretch principle, either the upper stretch or the lower stretch hasn't been taken out. It's a bit sandwiched at the moment. But in terms of trend-wise, usually what I've seen is, even on a phase 2 perspective, usually it doesn't turn on the confirmation bar that the SMI gives. Usually we'll take out the low for at least one bar. So I would say one thing that we can definitely take a look at in terms of this trade on cable is it's taken on a little bit of the lower stretch and come back further up, but it hasn't taken on the upper stretch. So what I would say, if I go on to the 15-minute, let me just see before I go on to the other instruments. Sometimes it might not be very clear on where to, for an easy trade. I think the first level I will take a look at towards a short would be this level here, okay? I'll just mark that with a blue line at the moment, and we can see how this carries on into the day, okay? So let me just do that. There we go. And then our stop loss will be that for the high, if it does take out that low, and then the trade, first trade objective that we can go for traders is highly probably for the range capture, isn't it? I mean, usually I get a lot of questions. In fact, today morning we got a question as well on, I'm getting a signal that SMI, should I take that trade? As I said, this is not a buy and sell indicator. How you should take the trades is based on your strategy rules, right? And one of the first things that you should be always taking a look at, which is one of the things we mentioned in the live trading week when I did it with Gavin and me, and also on the previous live trading session that I did as well, is in your strategy, the first thing you always need to have very clearly written out is your concept and objective. The objective for this strategy, which I'm just only one out of the many that we have, is that we look for a range capture, okay? What do I mean? That means every bar makes a range. So if I take a look at this, the ATR over here is 111. And if I did 80% of that, which is what we found in our research, that 80% of the time it gets to, that's why everything that you do has got to be backed by research. Even Tom Hogarth, who was talking about on the IX show as well, was talking about that you need to do some of your research before you get into trade, and then he was showing some stats and everything. So 88.8 is what we're looking at. So 88 pips is what we're going to be looking for the range. So that means all I'm saying is today's bar that is forming, right, in real time and not in hindsight, what we are saying is I'm looking for a range from the high to the low of about 88 pips, okay? Because I'm talking currency, so we're talking about pips, okay? So for here, from the high, 13304, right? 1330 minus the 88. 13217, that was 88, wasn't it? 13305, is that right? Yeah. 13217 is what I'm taking a look at. So if it does take out that low, I'm taking a look at, let me just put that in green. And over here on here, 1.3217, 1.3217, okay? However, I just want to just mention that this is not the best trade that we usually look for, because remember that in terms of trend correlation, it's not correlating actually. I'm just taking it just for one bar movement, right? And on this level being taken out. So sometimes if you're not comfortable when all your rules do not confluence together in terms of trend correlation and in your stretch, as well as your smart money indicator, the price confirmation, as well as the volume confirmation as well, right? If all of them do not correlate, you can reduce the risk on that particular trade, okay? So if I take a look and if I overlay the VSA on top as well, as you can see, the VSA light over here, we can see that on the daily, yes, on the volume side of things, it's a green. Here is the red on the 4 hour, and the 1 hour, it's a little bit of a green. Wait for the low to be taken out. Then if I want to do a further analysis on the volume, which is what Trade Guider and the team are very specialized in, you can see that over here on the lower time frame over here, when we got the top confirmed, it's okay, and it's a little bit bigger than range is required for that low to be taken if we get a euro dollar, I'm taking a look at least it's having over here. Yes, it's the uptrend phase 2, similar thing, but at least downside. So the similar thing you can do over here. Right, right. This is what we are having over there. S&P, it's a bit choppy at the moment. S&P, what am I having? Again, uptrend phase 2. So they're all towards the phase 2 side, uptrend. Brent oil, let me check. Brent oil is a good one. It's on the uptrend over here. And on the 1 hour, it's taken out the upper stretch as well. Okay. So for example, traders, I know some of you over here, you don't trade the US trading hours. So if you trade the UK hours, right, in terms of from 8 a.m. Or 7 a.m. UK time, this would have been a perfect one based on what we are talking about, right? So if you take a look in terms of Brent oil, right? So it was already an uptrend over here from when this bar took out that high over there from yesterday. We were taking a look at this as well. We got a trade on this in terms of 80% OE, which would have hit that target today for all the clients on it. But in terms from stretch principle over here, from a range capture perspective, what you can see over here is that since it was an uptrend phase 1 on the daily, and also on the 1 hour, it was also an uptrend phase 1. So you see there's a match, right? So daily is uptrend phase 1. 1 hour is uptrend phase 1. And remember, we can get all these trend and phases because of the market structure that we have, because we have quantified all the tops and bottoms, okay, over here. Now, of course, some of you who want that market structure, and overlay it and then use it in any of your strategies, I would highly recommend you guys to watch 7 steps to CTP.com. So let me just type that there. The boys can put it onto the YouTube chat as well. So 7 steps to CTP.com. Highly recommend you guys watching these videos, right? Name, email, number if you want. And then you get the 7 videos along with that. Let me see if I can show you how the 7 videos will look like. I think I got it actually over here. Do I have it over here, the link over here? Let me see. It's probably maybe, no, I think I did see it last time. Let me see if I can find it out later for you, just to show you guys how it will look like. Oh yeah, there you go. I got that one. Open a new tab. So that's how it will look like. So over here, so all the 7 videos, right, that you can watch. Over 15 years of collated research that we have put together to get this into a nice systematic format that you can follow. Okay, this was the things that we were actually presenting and got invited to the Society of Technical Analysis, and now they've invited us to come and do their program, automation training program as well. So watch that when you get some time, 7 steps to CTP.com. Coming back into here in terms of the Brent oil, in terms of the market structure, which I told you, and then I told you about 7 steps CTP correlating. Then after that, traders, what you then look for is the stretch also to correlate. Then the upper stretch got taken up by this bar. That is when you can start to position your entry, okay? Right, then there are different ways to enter. You can either enter on the close of the first bar that takes out the upper stretch, or you can wait for retracement, okay? Or if you're confident in terms of the volume analysis, then what you can also do is wait for a 15-minute confirmation towards the upside to take it with volume confirmation. So if I were to take a look at Brent oil over here on the other platform where I got the VSA on it. So if I take a look over here, Brent oil, do I have Brent on this one here? Probably not. Let me just check on over here where I've got Brent. Let me see, load layout. I might have one layout over here. Oil, there you go. Open link in new tab. What it was before, right? So you can use this in your own trading as well. Whatever we teach is all cross-transferable. So this is the best thing. It's not rigid, right? So here we got that. Let me just move that here. And then what we got is this one, right? So there we go. What was the ESA? This one will be the 1 hours. Just check. Let me just see if this was one at the bottom. Yeah. So we just need to change that to 1 hour. Let me just change that to 1 hour. There we go. And you can see even that everything is correlating over here, right? Even the VSA light, you can see that was a green over there when that trade was coming in. So for earlier entry before it does that, then in through here, supported by this over here on the test, and above the relative volume too. Okay, so we can see all of that. Now, as of now, let's go back on to that. If you see, let me just take a look on the 15-minute. So on the 15-minute, you can see over here, if you wanted to take it much more earlier, that is one place where it was still maintaining its uptrend towards the upside. Right, so let me just take a look at the ATR number. So on the ATR number over here, so on the ATR number over here, we got $202.26, 80% of that, right? That's $1.80, okay? So what is the range that we are getting as of today? Let me just quickly check that. That is about $2. So you see, traders, it has done its range for today already, okay? So even if I were to put the other indicator that our client has already done for us, let's take a look at that over here and double check that. There we go. So it has done is 187 it's done for today. And 180, that's where we would have come out at. 180 would have been roughly around here, just as it hit that level. Remember, according to this strategy, we're just doing only one range objective capture that we are doing, right? Is what we are doing on this particular strategy, okay? That's all we're doing. There's another strategy that we can do, based on the OE numbers. Okay, I'll just touch a little bit on that today. Let me just see if I can find an example on that. So euro dollar is a good example. Let me just see if cable does that as well. So there you go. Cable is another good example on uptrend phase 2 confirmation. Euro dollar, if it does confirm, is a downtrend phase 1. Okay, so I will do this on another one. I'll just touch on this, and then next week onwards we can take a look at this particular strategy. Okay.